body lovers, thanks for joining me. I'm Scotty D, and this is a Teisco EP-11T from Japan. It's pretty groovy, and it's a little bit messed up. Well, this is going to be a quick one today because I usually don't do a lot of videos on low-end guitars, but this is really, I would say, like their highest end guitar. And it's green for St. Patty's Day. But this video is going to be a month later. Anyways, let's take a look. There's a silver tone that looks almost exactly like this. And it's the 1424 Sunburst Jumbo. I don't know what kind of wood is on the silver tone, but I'll tell you, this has like a 7-piece lamination, either maple or I want to say sycamore because of that mineral streak right there. That really looks like some sycamore that I've come across. Very cool tuners. They all have the same ones. The only problem is, like I was going to say, the only problem is that the decal or decal is gone. It was more like a tag or a plate of sorts. 0 fret. It has a chicken head knob. I took it off for now. It has rhythm, solo, and bass. The rhythm is the bridge pickup. Solo is both, and then the bass is the neck. Has a truss rod adjustable here. Single coil pickups, it sounds like to me, my ear anyways. And a whammy bar and tailpiece. 3 knobs, 2 volumes, 1 tone. And the damage is here. See that fret? It's actually poked out on the ends too. It didn't seat. There's a few messed up frets. Well, let's pull these frets out and see if we can replace them or fix them. The tuners are kind of rickety, so I'm going to put a little bit of this Tri-Flow pinpoint lubricator oil on each shaft before I start detuning anything. I'll also put a little bit here and here. It's the pinpoint lubricator! Works good. Now we'll get started by pulling some of these frets. I'll score a little line on either side of the fret. That way when I put the water down in here, it'll get it started finding its way down in there, create a little steam, help get the fret out of the wood. It kind of looks like Brazilian rosewood. Definitely, I don't know if it's Indian rosewood, but if it is, it's oxidized over the years and it's lost its purpley color. We'll put a little bit of H2O on there. My favorite liquid. Kind of push it in. Warm it up with the soldering pen. Get that steam. We'll get that fret right out of there. Smells like hot dogs. Damn it, now I got a taste for hot dogs. All beef with sauerkraut and mustard. Hey guys, if you haven't tuned in yet to Simon Standon's 81 Guitar Works YouTube channel, check him out. He's a real fret work. You know, I think I pulled the wrong fret out. I think I heated this one. What the heck? What did I just do that for? Anyways, man, he can pull a fret blindfolded, still walk away, I tell you. Man, that was messed up. Now I'll insert a Teflon fret dam so my cyanoacrylate glue doesn't get down in the fret slot and plug it up. Well, these little whip tips get plugged up. Got to cut off the end every day. I'm also going to use a little bit of rosewood dust. This chip was already in the fretboard. It didn't happen when the fret came out. It was already there from the accident, I guess. And nobody knows what actually happened to this guitar. The owner of the guitar doesn't know what happened, because I think his father-in-law found it at, or stepfather found it at a yard sale and gifted it to him. So he hasn't had it that long. All right, second application of the rosewood dust. Pack it in. Just a pinch between the cheek and gums. Works for me every time. A little acceleratol. Check to see if the fret slot is still clear, which it ain't. So we'll saw it out. The refret saw. Now I'll take my fret pliers and see if we can straighten that baby out. Too mangled to reuse. And none of the StewMac fret wire that I have in stock is quite narrow enough or short enough to match exactly. I did find some old stock that I'm going to use. It's only an eyelash wider and a couple eyelashes taller. I told him ahead of time that there's just, not a great chance that I'm going to match the fret wire exactly, and he was okay with that. But we'll use these small belt sanders. I got 120, 220, and 320 grit. We'll level off the CA fill and sand it smooth. We've got to remove those scratches from the file. And then to get out the scratches from the sandpaper, I've got a maroon Scotch-Brite pad. We'll get you in the ballpark of about 400 grit. Yep. Maroon. Next, we'll bevel the fret slot with the triangle file. Helps the new fret get down in there a little easier. I'm not going to use glue this time. These fret slots were fairly deep. I used this fret slot cleaning tool to get the sawdust out. And Scooter's gonna help us out today by moaning and groaning till I let him outside. Alright, Scoots. Let's go. Grind a bevel into the fret end with the disc sander. That's the the Perform Max disc sander from Menards. Now I'll take a little burr off the bottom of each crown. I left a little burr from the sander. We just use a 4-corner file for that. Little Swiss file. Clean out the fret slots with a little naphtha on paper towel and a 10 thou feeler gauge. No glue in these babies. Just hammer them in dry. We're maybe 2 or 3 eyelashes higher than the rest of the surrounding frets. I'll have to file them down. Across 6 or 7 of these frets so that I know where I'm at. Once they're all level with each other, the blue marker should be gone. I got started at it for a minute here with the neck on the body. And I decided to just go ahead and take the neck off the body. Just to be safe. Don't want to damage the finish. Plus I already took that switch tip anyways. Took the switch tip off. I'm looking at the pick guard and I'm seeing that I think I'll take the pick guard off too. That screw's not seated, the one that holds the pick guard on. Yeah, I'm going to take that off. Maybe there's a broken screw down inside, down in the wood. Or maybe the hole just needs drilled, or maybe I just need a new screw. There seems to be some weird brown paper on the back of the pick guard. I don't know if that's necessary. Why is it here? There's a iridescent pearloid sheet underneath here that gives the look of a pearl, mother of pearl look to the I don't have any mother of pearl iridescent sheets laying around, so I'm just going to replace that brown tape with this binding tape. It should do the trick to help the mother of pearl inlay-ish thing kind of glow. Anyways, yeah, that'll work. Now I'll remove the neck. There's 4. Well, it turns out there's a little plate that needs to be removed before the neck bolts to reveal where the neck bolts actually are. They're down in there somewhere. These aren't neck bolts. These are teeny little wood screws, like pickguard screws. Underneath here, we've got our neck bolts. which are also just big wood screws. And get that on off of there. Here it is. Nope, it doesn't say Teisco anywhere. But the old headstock tag fell off. Or maybe someone pulled it off intentionally. I remember the first time I had a Squier guitar, I sanded off the word Squier because I was embarrassed. I didn't want everybody to know that I couldn't afford a real Fender. So I have to get pretty aggressive with the file, and I have to go at it from both sides. So this is the Total Vice number 7. And this is a Stu Mac pillar file. I put the green handle on the pillar file. The Total Vice is nice because I can swivel it 360. I can go at it from the bass side and go at it from the treble side. And then I can go along the wood grain of the fretboard, skipping across several frets at once. This ensures that all 7 or 8 of these frets are level with each other. And we can create a little fall away down here. You'll notice on a lot of Fender necks that they develop a ski jump over the years. This one didn't seem to have developed a ski jump. Maybe because of the multi-lamination of the sycamore European maple. It doesn't quite seem to be American maple. It's not what I'm used to seeing every day on Fender necks. Fender and Gibson. G&L and such. Now we're going to start the crowning process with a 3-corner file. This is a single cut triangle file. It's been ground with a safe little edge on it. I ground that sharp edge off of it on the grinding wheel. Make sure we don't hurt anything. Anyway, some light crowning with this file, and then I'll move to the sandpapers and such. I use that little fret shield. It goes over, it's a single fret shield. And then I'll do the fret bevel. I'll bevel the ends, or I'll file off and smooth over the bevels. Do a little bit with my right hand and a little bit with my left hand. And I clean it off. Music Nomad 24.75-inch scale. That's an Epiphone scale length. So this guitar is kind of interesting now. It's got a lot of Mustang-like features to it. Jazzmaster-ish. But it doesn't have a Mustang scale or a Jazzmaster scale. It has a Epiphone scale length and a 7.25 radius, which is more like a Fender radius. Vintage Mustang radius. Yeah. A vintage Fender radius with the Epiphone scale length. I'm going to get the Conrad out in a little bit and show you. It's very similar. It's got that same feature. Short scale, vintage radius on a hollowbody guitar. Reattach the neck. I'll finish off the crowning and polishing with my scrub block 320 grit sandpaper. I'll remove the fret shield and do a maroon Scotch-Brite pad with the grain of the wood. It'll clean and homogenize this area. This is the area that I was filing and sanding on earlier and repairing. And I'll go back at it with 400, 600, 800, 1000. Hit the bevels a little bit with the 800. After 1000, I use the gray Scotch-Brite pad, kind of at a diagonal. And I'll go ahead and do the 1200, 1500, 2000. And that's the wet dry sandpaper from Stewart. To polish the fret ends, I used the micro mesh pads. I think it's 1500 grit through 12,000 grit. It really puts a nice shiny fret end on those beveled fret ends. It's very nice. Very nice indeed. We'll vacuum up to clean. Oops, forgot to do the steel wool. This is 4/0 steel wool with an Alnico magnet to hold it all. Naphtha to clean. Lemon oil. That cool, refreshing drink. Lemon oil on rosewood. Great combination. Okay. Time to put her back together. I got the pick guard back on there. We'll put the spring back in for the tremolo arm. I like that little washer that it sits on. String. All right, now here's the Conrad. This is kind of my guinea pig guitar. This guitar had a cracked headstock. Well, the neck was cracked around the behind the nut area, and the truss rod didn't work because of that. I pulled the fretboard on this guitar and replaced the truss rod and realized it was still kind of weak. So I used this as my crash test dummy and did that carbon fiber wrap on it, repainted the back of the headstock. This is my first attempt at the carbon fiber deal. I didn't do my leveling very good, and it was a good thing I did it anyways, because I've done that repair a few times, and I'll probably do it again. But yep, that's the old Conrad. Let's give her a listen.
Well,
the one most interesting thing I can tell you about this Conrad is that I saw a picture of Eddie Van Halen as maybe 18 or 19 years old playing this guitar. It's got a super thin neck, and I've played the other Eddie models like the Eruption. They also have really skinny necks. Maybe Eddie started off on one of these. I don't know. Well, one of these, the circuit's a little weird on this one. Probably needs a little extra work on the electronics. It's been great hanging out with you guys today. I hope you had a good one. We'll catch you later.